swim runners. So we'll start with the start list. So we have it here. We have 18 females and 22 gentlemen or males. So yeah, not a bad split actually. 40 in total. Wasn't enough, unfortunately, to justify two separate races. Probably need 65 to 70 minimum, with a rough 50-50 split-ish. But yeah, there we go. It was fun. You know what, in 2024, I felt like it was more fun with everyone in together in some ways, for sure. So there could be some interesting drafting going on, of course. And yeah, look forward to seeing everyone having a go. But yeah, there we go. That's the start list. It's on the website too, which you might have seen, but it's only just gone up there. So just to go, on the website, some great race reports from May, the results from May as well, and some good images of the course. But let's have a look. We'll come back to that in a minute. Let's have a look at the actual route and some tips, etc. Race HQ, start and finish, is by Princess Dock Footbridge, which is here. You'll become very familiar with it. You've got Sainsbury's here, Sainsbury's local, Moose Coffee over here, and a multi-storey car park here. That's the nearest car park, this one here. So, that's the easiest thing. There's a few car parks down by the Library building and to the north, and Costco and Home Bargain, but the multi-storey is the simplest one. There's a toilet at the bottom of that as well. There's a toilet in Moose, and there's a toilet by the My Green containers where you can leave your bags. So registration 9 till 9:40, race start 10 o'clock. Let's have a look. So straight over the footbridge, past the Malmaison Hotel, and round that dock, past this section here, and that's your first run, 650 metres, and then a 200 metre swim straight up. There'll be a big orange buoy, which I'll put out today, and you just swim towards that. You don't have to go around it, just swim towards it, and when you get up to the top, you'll see the ramp on the right. Climb out, up the ramp and away. For the second run, the longest run, 900 and something metres, and over the footbridge again, past the Malmaison, and then, but this time, on the second time round, you cut into the pontoons there over the lock gates, pretty cool little chicane, and away you go. This water entry is slightly higher pontoon than the first swim, just a heads up. I'll come back to that in a minute. And then 300 metre, well, probably 310 metres actually, this swim, but close to 300 metre swim, straight up to the same exit point, so you know it now. And away, back to the start. So past Moose Coffee on your left, and finish lap 1. Call it a recce lap, unless you're like on the limit, on the edge of making the cut-off, which, I'd say every time we've done it, there's been one or two that, I think one, maybe two last time, that didn't make the cut-off for the second lap, and that can happen. But for the majority, it's a good recce lap, and work out your pacings, etc. At the start and finish area, there'll be a space where you can leave your own nutrition, your own bottles, your own whatever. I will have water there and some chews, PFH chews, and some jelly babies. So yeah, that's that. And then you'll gather for the second lap. There'll be a small amount of time between the lap 1 finishing, 26 minutes, and then 24 minutes getting back on the clock, if you like. So maybe 30 seconds of a buffer zone, but not a lot. I'll try and keep it reasonably tight. I'll play it by ear a little bit. And away you go. So that's that really. In terms of tips and tricks, if you like, and info, the water level has dropped about 50 centimetres, so it's about 1.8 metres deep now. So it's still fine to jump and dive, but if you are jumping, bend your legs a bit, and if you're diving, do a good dive rather than a deep dive. And to illustrate that, that's going over that's the Princess Dock Footbridge, which you will become very familiar with if you're not already. But yeah, here's a good example of a dive. That's going to be quite a shallow dive entry, which is nice, and a jump. He's going to bend his legs. So yeah, you can see the the kind of distance there. It's probably more of a drop than your normal swimming pool, I guess. So yeah, that's that. In terms of time per lap, we can see this is currently what it is. But I might change lap 4 and lap 5 based on how things are going. Yeah. And in terms of the get out points, you've got that rope that you climb up, then you climb over this kind of railing. So that's the most technical part of the race. Do it smoothly. You won't nail it probably every time, and sometimes you'll be better than others. So just take your time on that section, because it's the only, it's somewhere you could possibly trip up a little bit or something. So just take your time on that swim exit, and you'll get better at it. If you get to lap 4, lap 5, lap 6, you'll kind of have a nice routine. That's it really, guys. Start list, we did look at the start list, I think, but it's there if you want to download it and have a look. Swim venue, you've got all this information. Weather forecast, sunny, dry, southeast winds, which is nice. So you might not notice it, but the wind will be behind you on the swims. Sometimes at Prince's Dock the wind bounces off the buildings a little bit, so you're never quite sure where it's going to come from, but generally it'll be behind you. A couple of the runs you might be running into it a bit, but I don't think the wind's going to be a massive factor. Dry conditions, so look, 16 degrees to start in the morning, rising slightly higher. Water temp will be a good 16. I'd say maybe some warmer, some cooler spots. So yeah, it's looking good. See you for registration between 9 and 9:40, and race start at 10 o'clock.